Hey there YouTube lovers, my name is BB8 and today we are finally going to review Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Now, I know I've been a bit delayed with this review, but let me give you a rundown on what's been happening. Back in January, I had plans to review the game alongside God of War Ragnarok, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and Sonic Frontiers. But my Frontiers review didn't come out until May. But don't forget, I was evicted back in February, which did coincide with the release of Hogwarts Legacy, and which I still need to finish and review that game as well, which it had been a challenging time, and I did lose my motivation for a bit of time, but finally, as I'm tending to catch up. So let's talk about what's on the table as of review videos at the moment. I currently have 2 games. Ignore Hogwarts Legacy, I've not beat that game yet. I have 2 games up on the table for review. And while my thoughts on Everybody Want to Switch are a secret for now, I recently had an underwhelming experience with the game at a party. But we will save that discussion for the review video. But today, we are going to focus on Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Unfortunately, I didn't receive the game as a Christmas gift, even though it was on my list. Despite not selling well as Ubisoft expected, Sparks of Hope is definitely a game that I wanted to play, especially since I did enjoy Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Luckily, I stumbled upon the Cosmic Edition of the game on Amazon for a great deal of £33.95. So I picked it up since I know Ubisoft decreases the prices of their physical releases. I thought, why not pick up Sparks of Hope? And with the Nintendo lineup looking a bit empty at this time, or so I thought, and as fate would have it, the Nintendo Direct premiered 3 days after I obtained the game, which would have given me a chance to catch up on some Switch titles I didn't get to, with Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope being one of those titles, along with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I do plan to pick up, but only if I get my hands on the Pyra and Mithra amiibo, as they are my favourite characters in the Xenoblade trilogy. So, without further ado, let's get into the review, shall we? Now, before we dive into the review itself, I must give the warning, as every review video for a game that's under a year old will contain this warning, but this review does contain spoilers. Yes, even though the game released in October of 2022, I still want to make sure that you're aware. So, if you have not played Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope yet, I do discuss the plot in this video. So if you want to avoid spoilers, I recommend playing the game first and then coming back to this video later. Enough with the spoiler talk, let's get into the review, shall we? For the gameplay, just like its predecessor, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope offers a strategic turn-based experience, but this time the overworld is more semi-open world giving you more freedom to explore. And you will encounter quests as you travel through various planets. The combat in the game introduces real-time elements, adding an extra layer of excitement. You can watch your characters glide through the air and keep an eye out for stone masks, breathing wind, and heroes can now move freely this time until they use their weapons, with 2 actions available per turn. But in Sparks of Hope, each hero now has 1 weapon and technique, unlike the first game. Sparks, which are a new addition to the game, providing active and passive abilities to each hero. You can change sparks between battles, offering unique strategies, and initially, each hero has 1 spark at the beginning of the game, but starting at the battle at Pristine Peaks, heroes can equip up to 2 sparks, allowing users to enhance the abilities of each character. Sparks of Hope also adds RPG elements, allowing characters to gain experience and improve their stats. Battle victories and completed quests award heroes with XP as they level up. Their HP and attack power will also increase, with the addition of skill prisms, which are obtained through unlocking access to spark abilities in each character's skill tree. Additionally, defeating giant enemies grants gold prisms for further progression, unlocking a 5th skill tree for each character. Beepo, the character introduced in Kingdom Battle, is back with a twist. In addition to battles, Beepo has 2 new abilities in the overworld. Wave allows Beepo to destroy obstructions or manipulate obstacles when you press the ZR button. You will receive this ability in Pristine Peaks from Decibel, and in Terraflora, granted by Drizzle, Beepo can interact with the foliage throughout the planet. Scan, given by Twinkle in Palette Prime, helps reveal invisible objects when you press ZL. And let's not forget, Beepo does give your party a hand in battle when it comes to jumping. Team Jump is back, with Beepo joining in this time, with each character, or not all of them, having unique effects with the team jumping. Mario jumps allow him to stomp on enemies. Rabbid Peach can heal party enemies upon landing, and Bowser can cause damage to enemies within range. It's a dynamic and strategic way to approach in battles. For the graphics and performance, the graphical performance of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is decent, although it does have some technical issues. When played in docked mode, the game runs at 900p resolution, which drops down to sub HD 600p in handheld mode. The frame rate is generally 30 frames per second, but there is instances where it may drop. The overall gameplay has seen significant improvements in comparison to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, with one criticism highlighted that the game's file is relatively small, only occupying only 5.8 gigabytes if purchased digitally. I suggest this game should have had a larger file size, such as double the current size, which could have helped eliminate occasional technical problems. And I can mention that Nintendo Switch games may have smaller file sizes compared to Xbox and PlayStation. But in this case, a slightly larger file size could have improved the performance, with the scenario being the same in Scarlet and Violet. From a technical standpoint, the game lacks advanced image treatment technologies that some other Switch games utilize to enhance image quality and reduce rendering load. However, the image quality is generally good considering the Switch's capabilities. The art style, despite being low density, upscales without significant artifacing, although there is some noticeable edge aliasing. For the world building, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope takes players on an exciting journey through 5 distinct semi-open worlds, each having its own distinct theme and charm. The game's world building is a standout feature, offering players a delightful and imaginative experience that sets it apart from other Ubisoft titles. The adventure begins at Beacon Beach, a vibrant beach-themed world that serves as an excellent introduction to the game. The bright colours, sandy shores and cheerful atmosphere create a welcoming environment that instantly draws players in. As you progress through the game, you will encounter other locations such as Barrendale Mesa, being the last world before reaching Cursor, which is a desert-themed planet. The barren landscapes and scorching heat of Barrendale Mesa offer a stark contrast to previous worlds, adding a sense of urgency and adventure to the gameplay. One of the standout worlds for me was Pristine Peaks, a winter-themed planet that offers a refreshing change of scenery. And the addition of a haunted house within this world adds an element of puzzle solving, further enhancing the immersive experience. The combination of the winter landscape and the eerie atmosphere creates a captivating environment that I am sure that other players will enjoy as well, not just me. Palette Prime being an autumn-themed planet which brings a rich colour palette and a warm ambience to the game. The visual design of this world is striking, with vibrant foliage and breathtaking scenery that truly captures the essence of the autumn season. And finally, we have Terra Flora. Undoubtedly, one of my most favourite planets from the whole game, which boasts the impressive Everbloom Tree and Mount Sprout. The world's design is nothing short of breathtaking, and the addition to a unique boss fight against a Wiggler on a Wiggler train is the testament of the game's creativity and innovation. This standout battle does bring an exciting twist to the gameplay and showcases the game's ability to surprise and engage players. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope does stand out for its originality and its world building, while recent Ubisoft titles like Assassin's Creed Valhalla that took us to Norse mythology England, Watch Dogs Legion, which did take us to distant future London, and Far Cry 6 took us to Yara, a country based on Cuba. Sparks of Hope breaks the mold by introducing players to an imaginative, beautifully crafted worlds that breathe new life into the Mario and Rabbids universe. I can compliment the game's world building by its creatively designed characters, which also further enhance the overall experience. From familiar Mario characters to zany Rabbids, the game introduces a delightful cast of personalities that keep players engaged and entertained through their journey. For the story, the plot of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope takes players on an interstellar journey filled with adventure and humor. The story begins with Mario and his friends enjoying a peaceful day when chaos ensures with the appearance of a spark and the spread of darkness. The heroes embark on a mission to save Rabbid Peach and cleanse the galaxy from the clutches of Cursor, an entity seeking to corrupt the entire universe. The game takes players through 5 different planets contaminated by darkness, each with its own unique challenges and puzzles to overcome. Along the way, the party recruits new teammates including the mysterious Edge, Rabbid Rosalina, and even Bowser himself, who joins forces with Mario and his friends. The interactions between the characters add a layer of humor and charm to the storyline. While the plot does have some predictable elements, such as the reveal of Rosalina being absorbed by Cursor, which was unfortunately spoiled thanks to the story trailer, it still manages to offer an enjoyable experience. The inclusion of twists and surprises could have enhanced the suspense and engagement, but the story trailer somewhat spoiled these plot points in advance. Despite its predictability, the plot still remains fun and entertaining. The gameplay mechanics and strategic battles complement the narrative, creating an engaging experience for players. The game successfully combines elements from Mario and Rabbids universes, offering a unique and refreshing take on the crossover. For the summary, the gameplay, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The gameplay for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope may be a bit similar to Kingdom Battle, but does have a fresh coat of paint over it, which does provide a fresh experience. The graphics and the performance, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. The performance may not be top notch like recent Nintendo games like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but still manages to perform solidly within the game. The world building, I'm going to give an 8.5 out of 10. Ubisoft managed to nail it with the world building in Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, with Terra Flora being my favourite planet out of the game. I praise them for the amount of effort they actually put into their world this time around. For the story, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Because the story may be predictable at some areas, but was still fun. The characters, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Because the characters within Sparks of Hope are creatively designed. Like, I'm not gonna lie, unlike more recent Ubisoft games, which lack originality into their characters, Sparks of Hope actually does it. And for the content, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. There's no shortage of things to do in Sparks of Hope. Although I was a bit bummed that the challenges from Kingdom Battle didn't return, and I've not checked out the Sparks of Hope DLC yet, so I won't be able to know what the DLC has to offer until I played it. The music, I'm going to give an 8.5 out of 10. Grant Kirkhope, who composed both Mario Rabbids games, managed to bring it back with a great score. The difficulty, I'm going to give it a very hard, shockingly. Although the game isn't at its hardest, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope does have a lot of difficulty in here. With some of the battles being a bit difficult, it almost earned the Nightmare difficulty, but unlike Super Meat Boy or Cuphead, it didn't quite slip into the mix. The length, I'm going to give it 20 to 30 hours. At average, it should only take 5 hours to beat every planet, depending on the player's pacing. The audience, I'm going to give it a 7+. There's no graphic violence in Sparks of Hope. It's just cartoon violence, because it's Mario and the Rabbids. I don't think the game needs graphic violence in order to stand out. And for the perk, shockingly enough, I get this is a Ubisoft game, but I'm going to give Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope the collector perk. I know Ubisoft has been rough over the past few years, but Sparks of Hope is a prime example that not all Ubisoft games to come out now are terrible. And overall, I'm going to give Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope an 8.3 out of 10. If you love Ubisoft or hate them, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is probably Ubisoft's best work that we've had in a bit of time. Despite the game's performance not being the best, stepping away from Ubisoft's recent open world trend with some of their other games such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, and Far Cry 6, which are all 7 out of 10 games in my opinion, but Sparks of Hope does something different. Because Ubisoft, of course, has not had the best reputation lately, but their upcoming catalogue does look promising, such as Star Wars Outlaws, which is set to be the first open world Star Wars game. Avatar, I mean the one developed by James Cameron, not The Last Airbender, The Frontiers of Pandora, and the new Assassin's Creed game titled Mirage, which does look and feel like a return to form for the Assassin's Creed series. And hopefully, Ubisoft, after Sparks of Hope, can enter its redemption era. So guys, what did you think of my review of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope? I will be reviewing Everybody Want to Switch at some point before August. I just have had an underwhelming experience with the game, so it may take a while to process. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss another review video like this one. And I will see you all in a future video. BB8 out. And one thing I would like to mention before I end the video is I have now opened up a backlogged account. I've already talked about it in a community post, but if you don't know what backlogged is like Letterboxd, but for video games. Meaning this is where all of my video game reviews on either the BB8's House channel or ranking lists will end up going here before they end up on YouTube as well. I have done my rankings for Pokemon and The Legend of Zelda, but they haven't been turned into videos yet. So, if you want to check me out on Backlogged, go ahead. And I will see you all in a future video. BB8 out.